Hello everyone, here is my video presentation on using the ese.edu Lynda site. Now, when I never actually knew about this site that actually has a bunch of different topics, videos. This is the first time I ever actually explored this site before, and I've already gained a good amount of knowledge about some things that I can use in my classroom. Now, firstly, I'm a social studies teacher, so for me, I like to use a lot of PowerPoints, and I like to use a lot of presentations and reports. So for me, when I first went on this site itself, I saw that there were so many different things that I can use that kind of broadened my thinking. And for me, especially, I think when I searched up on the term here, Microsoft PowerPoint, which I did on this separate page, because I use a lot of PowerPoints, and the interesting thing about Microsoft is that they have so many different types of little gadgets within inside PowerPoint itself that allow teachers to have actually a lot easier time at teaching and using a lot of the source material inside these PowerPoints. So not only does this site have a bunch of different things that you can use, for example, like using in student engagement with animations, creating handouts out of your PowerPoints, and they have so many different links within the same concept. But I'll show you, for example, some of the things I already learned just from this site itself. Is if I bring up one of my PowerPoint slides that I use for my class, what I can even do on this is that I could actually record my slideshows. I can record them, I can write on them themselves, and then I can also present that online for students to have access to. And these are some things I learned how to do just by watching some videos here. And I think that's really important to be able to have these types of gadgets to help with just not even social studies, but in any sort of course itself. But other than that, there are just a lot of different things. So if I was looking up not just on PowerPoint, but if I was looking up just Microsoft in general, they have all different types of things you can use. If you're more of a Excel type of teacher, you use a lot of data for like science or whatnot, they have videos for that themselves. But if you're using Office for your school, they have an entire course just based on that. And I really like to have give my students access to all my different content. So I think that for me, for example, I think one of my other videos, we use Canvas, which is basically this online database of all of our content, and I want to basically allow my students to be able to not only use the content from before, but to also be able to have that source always available to them as we're learning new topics. Now, I just think that this website uses a lot of different ways that you can learn from it. And for me, I think probably the biggest thing is the teaching the little gadgets and nuances within Microsoft itself. Because I think if you're teaching not just social studies but in other aspects, they do a great job of giving you all different types of courses, especially mainly in technology. I think that's probably the biggest thing that this site uses for you. Whether if you're a business teacher or not, there's just little things that will actually help you in developing your class and making it more organized for yourself and for your students.